Hi, Kieran here again. This is a response to Orygyn's video, which was called Yep, the atheist community is dead, now what? Or something like that, which is about atheist community kind of tactics for the future. Hi Orygyn, really like your videos. I've been watching you for quite a few years, and I think you're just about the best vlogger around, to be honest. I think I really agree with just about everything you say. In fact, it's pretty hard to make a response to you because normally my reaction to your videos are like, yeah, I totally agree with that. Couldn't have said it better myself. Anyway, yeah, like you, I'm an atheist. And I've just made a couple of videos actually talking about my atheism, the last two videos. So if you want to know more about where I'm coming from with that, have a look at those videos. But the point I want to make here in this video is that I'm not really on board with being a kind of public atheist. I mean, I'm all for kind of saying like, yeah, I'm for atheism, and so on. But it's not going to be the main focus of my attention for three reasons I'm about to give you. Okay, my first reason is it's like intellectually, I think it's a bit of a, it's not a dead end, but it's a kind of done deal or something. The God question, I think it's kind of, if you think about it a bit, you find that it becomes more and more obvious that especially the biblical God just doesn't exist. So it's just not, for me, it's just not particularly fertile kind of thinking kind of territory. Or maybe I've kind of already done that sort of thinking in my life about that question. I've just written down a couple of questions I do find more interesting, more fertile. Okay, first question: what are there interstellar alien civilizations? I think that's an interesting question to talk about. I just don't know the answer. You know, it's like up in the air. Or up in space. Another question, like the mind-body problem. You know, why do we have consciousness? You know, what are these two separate things going on: consciousness and the physical world. That's an interesting question. Another one is like alternatives to the money system. You think you've talked about money being a bad thing in the past? Yeah, I mean, just talk about alternatives to that. That's a kind of pretty interesting question. Well, the answers are not by no means certain. Okay, if it's not so much of an intellectual kind of challenge, this atheism thing, then maybe we should feel ethically bound to be public public atheists. The reason I think that an atheist world would be a better place ethically, because I think that it's good that humanity bases its like big decisions on kind of the truth, and religion's pretty misleading thing to kind of believe. Yeah, I think on the whole, I think an atheist world would be better, but I don't think it would be better than our current world. If you imagine an entirely atheist world, I don't think it would be like much better than our current world. Compare that to other worlds we might make by sort of campaigning, being public, you know, intellectuals in a different direction. Imagine, you know, a world where everybody's a pacifist, or a world where everyone's an egalitarian or an environmentalist. I mean, those worlds, compared to an atheist world, would be like, I think, clearly superior by a margin to our current world. So those are the things I think we should campaign on, perhaps. Okay, so, and also an atheist world I think might be worse in some ways. I mean, I think scientists have suggested that this problem about happiness once, that the religion kind of makes you happy. You know, I think that's the mainstream view. People who are religious, it makes them happy, it gives them kind of strength, and also I would have thought it might give people make people a bit more thoughtful about ethics. Maybe slightly misguided sort of ethics, but I don't see why. I would have thought it might at least make people a bit more ethical. And you might say, oh, but what about these like religious like conflicts like Northern Ireland and stuff? But I believe they are a bit overblown by the news, and the news really focuses on Northern Ireland, Israel and stuff. But what about these places where like religions live side by side quite happily? Like in Germany, you've got Catholics and Protestants. In Belgium, you get the same. I think like Malaysia, they've got some huge, like a third of one religion, a third or another, that kind of thing. They all seem to get on reasonably okay. And also atheism, if it becomes more popular, you'll get more sort of arguments between atheists and religious people, like the Danish cartoon issue. That seemed to be mostly secular versus religious kind of thing. So ethically, I mean, an atheist world, or moving to an atheist world, isn't a bed of roses. Also, public atheism, it is just it's just a bit controversial. It does. It's like really, maybe we should just quietly become atheists while talking mostly about other things. I mean, that's the approach I'm hoping to take anyway. And well, my last reason is maybe not a reason. It's like basically, maybe it just doesn't float my boat. Maybe it's not my thing, and maybe you can get on with it, and that's fine. And but maybe I'm just for whatever reason, I'm more excited by other things. Therefore, I should probably focus on those other things. So okay. Anyway, I hope you found that interesting. Orygyn, keep on making the great videos you do, and I'll see you all soon. All the best.